stop. Oh, no, don't do that. Hi guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Salmon and I'm a driving instructor, and today I'm doing a mock test with Harsha.
Hello everyone.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Now before we get started, provisional or full license holder?
Yeah, provisional.
Provisional. Okay, so how long have you been driving then? Have you had previous experience or?
Well, I've been driving in India for the past 6 years.
Okay.
And after I moved here as an international student, I had my international license. So I've been driving for around 5 months to 6 months.
Okay. And have you had any professional driving lessons at all with an instructor? Okay, that's fine. And do you have a driving test booked?
I don't have a practical driving test booked, but I've cleared my theory test.
Okay, you've done the first two. Okay, perfect. So you know what you're doing. You have had previous experience of driving in a different country, and you've been driving here as well. So you know what to expect in this mock test, or do you want me to tell you a little bit about it?
A little bit about it.
Okay, so throughout today's drive, okay, I want you to just keep going straight. Whenever I need you to turn, I'm going to tell you in plenty of time. If I'm not saying anything, it's just ahead. You can ask, but just follow road signs and markings like you see. We're going to do one manoeuvre, and we may also carry out the emergency stop similar to everything you've already sort of seen online, and the drive will last about 38 to 40 minutes in total.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. But before we get started, I am going to ask you a question about your vehicle, and then I'm going to ask you one whilst you're driving as well. So for the tell me question, could you tell me how would you check that your head and tail lights are working?
Head and tail lights, the headlight indicators. I mean, the headlight switch is over here, but I'll check the parking lights indicator on and off.
Okay. And how would you know they're actually working?
I had to do a check before.
Yeah, you
getting
can
on
just
the car.
see it in reflections and stuff. Okay, perfect. All right, so when you're ready, we're going to get started. For anyone that is new to watching these videos, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of today's drive. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that is following along. Brilliant. Okay, Harsha, whenever you're ready,
Okay.
I'm ready for you to start driving. Brilliant, and we're just going to make our way down this road.
Okay. Is it both? Yeah. Which one is the indicator?
Not that one. As we're parked on the right hand side of the road, Harsha should have been paying more attention towards the left blind spot and making sure the road ahead is clear. Always make sure you lean across towards the left when you're in this position, as you have to move off and then get back onto the left hand side of the road. And if you could pull in and park up on the left somewhere safe. When parking somewhere safe, be sure to avoid driveways. So ahead of us, we can park right next to the street lamp, which would have been a safe place to park, but Harsha goes past this right up behind the van, where we're now obstructing this driveway. That's fine, thank you.
Okay.
And drive off when you're ready. Before doing any reversing, remember to check over your blind spot, looking from left all the way over towards your right. And then moving off from stationary, the main blind spot is towards the road. So in this case, Harsha needed to check his blind spot over towards the right. At the end of this road, turn right, please. You could put it in park up on the left just before that white car. Don't worry about the driveways on this occasion, just leave space to move away, okay? That will be fine there. Thank you. Okay, Harsha, what I'd like you to do now, using this car in front, I want you to demonstrate how you would carry out the parallel park exercise.
Okay.
So start next to this car in the road and then reverse back and finish within 2 car lengths, but treat the driveway like a raised curb, so don't go on the pavement. Okay?
Okay. So you just want me to stop before the car?
So stop next to the car
Yeah,
and then just reverse into this space, yes. At this point, Harsha gets a habitual serious fault for moving off safety, as he has not checked his blind spot towards the road even once when moving off. Before starting any of your reversing exercises, be sure to look over your left and right blind spot, as these areas are not covered in your mirrors, and when you turn, the front of your car will swing into the road. That's fine there, thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get you to carry out the emergency stop. As you're driving down this road, I'm going to make sure it's nice and safe. I'm going to look around and then I'm going to give you this signal, stop.
Okay.
When I give you that signal, I want you to stop the car as quickly and as safely as possible, but wait for my signal before you stop the car. Okay? I will make sure it's safe before I'm giving you that signal. So whenever you're ready. If we just pull into this space here, just because someone's turned in behind us, yeah? Just wait in this space. Just put on a left signal so they know we're parking. Just wait here, please. The roads got super busy all of a sudden.
Looks like all the learners are.
Everyone's out now.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that white car, we're going to move off, okay?
Okay.
So the one... Everyone's turned. Literally. Alright, I think we can move off now. Stop. Stop. Okay. Drive off when you're ready. Alright, I'm not going to get you to do that again, okay? When it comes to the emergency stop, when the examiner gives you that signal, be sure to stop the car as quickly and as safely as possible. So as soon as you get that signal, you need to start braking and be firm on the brake, get the clutch down and keep both pedals down until you've secured the car completely. Harsha gets a serious fault for his stop as it was way too slow, and secondly gets a serious fault for his moving off safety as he does not look all around. Be sure to check thoroughly around you, including your blind spots. And at the end of this road, turn right, please. Alright, so we're going to start the independent driving now. So I'm going to give you a series of directions to follow. I'd like you to follow signs now for a little while towards Ruislip.
Towards Ruislip?
Yes, please. When following signs, be sure to look on the left-hand side for the next signboard. And now this first sign that we're following is actually a left turn on this roundabout. Now before turning left, there is a cycle lane on our left-hand side, and Harsha needed to check his mirrors towards the left before making this left turn. He gets marked down for this as he does not check his left mirror at all. Okay, Harsha, when it's safe to do so, I would like you to demonstrate how you would turn on the front demister.
Front demister.
Thank you, you can turn it off. Thank you. Alright, so we're now going to be following signs towards Yedding.
Yedding. Okay.
Yeah. On approach to this roundabout, Yedding is signposted as the second exit and it is not a major exit. So we can start in the left-hand lane, and as soon as we're entering the roundabout, we can keep to the left lane and go round the outskirts to take this exit. Harsha does this really well. The road marking on this particular roundabout does look slightly misleading as it says Yedding in the middle lane, but we can use this far left lane to approach behind this silver car. Thank you, that'll be the end of your independent drive. Just continue following the road ahead, I'll give you normal directions. Ahead of us we have a bus lane starting, and the time listed on the bus lane is 7 to 10 a.m. and 4 to 7 p.m. At the time we're currently driving, it was safe to use the bus lane as we were outside of these hours. Now Harsha was unsure whether or not he could use the bus lane, and whilst he's trying to make that decision, the vehicle behind us starts overtaking as the road is wide enough, and Harsha gets marked down for use of mirrors change direction as he starts moving into their pass whilst they're trying to get through. Traffic lights turn left, please. Okay, now at this roundabout, I'd like you to follow the road ahead, second exit, and then turn left. So going ahead and then left. Now with going ahead at this roundabout, Harsha does maintain the correct position as he starts off in the left and then goes into the middle lane at the entry, and as he enters the roundabout, he follows it all the way around the roundabout. But when taking the gap on this roundabout, we're crossing 3 lanes of traffic. You want to make sure you enter fairly quickly, which means you don't want to be changing gears too soon. So in this case, we would have been better off staying in first gear for a bit longer just to get that acceleration into the roundabout. And then left just in here. As we're already in the left-hand lane, when exiting the roundabout and when making this left turn, Harsha does not get marked down for use of mirrors before signalling, but you want to always be mindful that you may get cyclists or motorbikes coming up on your left-hand side, so always check before you're moving into that position and before you're signalling. At the traffic lights, turn right please. To make this right turn at the traffic lights, there are 2 lanes turning right. You can be in either one, but whatever lane you start in, make sure to stick to that position throughout the turn. Harsha goes into the middle lane to make this turn, which in fact is actually the normal driving position in the new road. So he has to make a much wider turn from this position. A mistake that a lot of new drivers tend to make is they end up turning too tight when starting in the left-hand lane, and they end up disturbing the vehicles to their right. So always maintain your position throughout the turn. Okay, now at the roundabout, I'd like you to follow the road ahead, second exit. That's fine then, thank you. Secure the car. And switch off the engine. Okay, that's the end of your test. If you just give me a few minutes. You can take off your seatbelt, by the way. Alright, so how was your drive today then?
It was nice. This is the first time I've been driving with the supervision. It's quite
Yeah, because
nice,
you've
and
never actually had a driving lesson with an instructor. It's
No.
just your previous experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there are a lot of roads with 20 miles per hour limits.
Yeah.
I had to drive really slow.
Especially around London, that's
Yeah.
usually the case in London anyway. Is that not the case where you are? Are there only 20 zones
no, it's
there?
most of the roads are 30 miles
Oh,
per
I
hour
see.
limit.
Yeah. I forgot to mention you've travelled all the way from Birmingham, so
yeah.
thank you for that. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, which is why you don't know the roads around here at all. Okay, so overall your drive is really nice. Okay, you've got good control of your car, but it wouldn't be a pass, and the issue is kind of reoccurring. It's blind spots.
Yeah.
Do you know where they are?
Yes. It's behind me. in the corner, yeah.
Did you check them at any point?
Well, I didn't look over my shoulder. Yeah, that I don't. But I was trying to figure out who's moving into my blind spots by looking into the mirrors.
Yeah. So in terms of a driving test, okay, you firstly would have got a serious fault with a habitual move off safety.
Okay.
So you know, every time I asked you to park up, you're just moving off without checking your blind spot. You're just using your mirrors. And if you look at that silver car there, can you see it? You know,
No.
the one that says "Do not pull handle."
No.
Okay.
From the mirrors, no.
He's not even there, is he?
Yeah.
So you see why that blind spot is so important. Okay, so that's why you picked up a habitual fault, because it happened so many times. Every time I asked you to park up, you moved off with no checks.
Okay.
There's that, first of all. Secondly, let's talk about your emergency stop. How was that?
I checked my mirrors and I just stopped. I didn't check my blind spots again.
Okay, to stop, you don't need to check your mirrors. You simply stop when the examiner said stop, because I checked, right? So your stop was a bit, it was a bit slow, wasn't it?
Okay.
I would have got you to do it again, but I just thought the road's getting busier ahead. But when you're doing an emergency stop, you need to stop quicker. So you should
Okay.
have been like this with the brake,
Okay.
not a slow brake.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's an emergency.
Okay.
So that's the first thing with the emergency stop. The second thing was, again, you move off safety, no checks. It was just drive. So that in itself is a serious fault.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 2 serious faults just for moving off safety. Besides that, you know that white Sirocco, the VW Sirocco we had? What happened with that white car?
Yeah, the situation was I was heading straight down the road. I saw the truck going into the bus lane.
Yeah,
So I got confused whether the bus lane is there or not. I was looking for the signs which says
it was a
it's
little bit
bus lane.
behind the tree,
Yeah. So by the time I figured it out, I just didn't want to go into the bus lane. So I tried to move out, but
What was the white car doing when you tried to...
he was already overtaking me through.
That's it.
So I just stopped. I slowed down.
Yeah.
I noticed it, but I slowed down. But I noticed it after I turned
Yeah.
on my indicator.
Exactly. It's the fact that you're kind of checking and moving,
Yeah.
and he's already trying to
Yeah,
overtake you. That was, again, a serious fault for use of mirrors, because you are checking, but you're not acting on what you see. You can see a car, don't move. Just stay here instead.
Okay.
Because the bus lane, we actually could have used it anyways, which is why the truck was using it.
Okay.
But the real issue is the fact that if you had decided, oh, I'm not using that, and you would have just stayed right, that would have been fine, because the white car would have been behind you the whole time. But it's the fact that you're kind of umming and ahhing, and then as he's trying to go around, you're moving. Besides that, when you're parking, try not to block driveways. Remember earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, we blocked the driveway, and you actually went over the curb.
Okay.
Yeah, so
First time,
that's
yeah.
steering control there. I don't think you felt it because it was a kind of a low curb anyways. Lastly, I want to talk about this because this is a habitual fault that you've got, but it's not a fault in terms of a driving test. But anyone out there that's a new driver, this isn't something you want to be doing. So you know, when you were driving, a lot of the times if you're going to a T-junction or a stop or even a speed bump, the first thing you're doing is you're putting the clutch down. Now, in terms of your drive, because you're braking straight after and you're controlling it every time, it's not a fault because you're slowing that car down straight away. But generally, you don't want to be putting the clutch down leading up to things because you're coasting.
Okay.
And sometimes I noticed your foot was just sort of resting here, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just had it over there because there's no rest pedal.
Yeah,
It was
well,
like
there is, but you kind of, I think with your
Yeah.
feet, because it was a little bit trickier for you, I suppose.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you want to make sure you don't really want to rest on that
Yeah.
position. So generally for new drivers, you don't want to be resting on the clutch, side of the clutch or on the carpet. I think that might be everything. I can't remember. I don't know if there's any I've missed out on. But yeah, your general drive is good. It's just key things like blind spots, and just make a decision slightly earlier with that bus stop, your bus lane. Sorry, you're either using it or you're not. But we don't want to be moving as the car's overtaking. Yeah. All right, guys, that is the end of today's mock test. Hopefully today's video. Whoa, let me start again. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. Hopefully today's video has been useful for you guys. If it has, don't forget to firstly like the video, comment down below what you thought of today's drive, and have you picked up something new that you didn't know previously. And in terms of Harsha here, thank you so much for taking part, and thank you for travelling all this way down to do this. Hopefully this video has been useful for you, like this whole process has been
Exactly.
helpful for
Now
you
I
as
know
well.
to check my blind spots over my shoulders. now.
Definitely. Especially in London, when you get to these smaller roads, when there's a junction right there, that mirror is just not enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, well done.
Cheers. Thank you so much.